Hi, everybody. I'm Judy, the YouTube lawyer. This evening, I'm going to continue reading part 3 of the police interview of Luis Rivera. So unfortunately, one of the subscribers, Remy, had something come up with work. So it's just going to be me tonight by myself trying to read through as much as I can. So without an assistant or a helper, I don't think I'm going to be able to get through the rest of this in one swoop. So I'm going to try to read about 30 or so pages and see how long that takes. So when we left off, we were on page 71 here. And there were some people who felt sort of offended by some of the verbiage that I was reading verbatim. So there might be some things where I will just spell it out. But the general curse words and stuff, I mean, luckily it hasn't gotten my live streams canceled. So I'll just get on through with reading what's actually in the transcript. Okay. Question. You said something to him about he might drive it or no. Was he ever going to drive the Prius? Answer. No, I drove. He drove for a little bit the night we left. He drove. He took off. But then he was drunk. He was like, you know what, man? You should drive. Because if we get pulled over, this car isn't under my name. It's under your name. So I was like, you know what? You're right. But then I told him, I'm on probation, man. If we get pulled over, I'm going to jail. I'm going to go to jail. Question. You're saying that to him? Answer. To him. And we get pulled over. Okay. So the day we get pulled over, the officer grabbed my license, came back, gave me a ticket, was like, slow down, put your seatbelt. He gave me a speeding ticket. And that was it. I looked at Garcia and I told him, this motherfucker didn't take me to jail. So you got a ticket in a Prius? In the Prius. On the second trip? On the second trip. On the way up here? On the way up here. Do you have any idea what town you were near or what road you were on? Man, I keep going with these towns, you know. I don't know. I'm not good with these towns. I know. Answer. The only thing I can probably just say, I keep saying Gainesville because that's like every time I pass, I'm like, yo, are we close? Every time I used to see, because it had a G on it, I said, yo, are we close? He was like, yeah, we're like about an hour away from Tallahassee, something like that. I'm like, all right. By that time, that's when I got pulled over. Investigator Sanford. So you weren't in Miami? No, you weren't in Tallahassee. So you were on the interstate, you think? Yeah, I asked him because when we get pulled over, I'm like, yo, how long from here where we get pulled over to Tallahassee? He said, we got maybe like an hour, 2 hours at the most. The top was 2 hours. So I'm like, all right, I'm not trying to get pulled over. I know if we get pulled over again, we're fucked. But when we get pulled over, I told him, yo, this is a sign, man. We should just turn around. Like, nah, man, fuck that. We up here. So we drove to Tallahassee, and that's when everything happened. Investigator Isom. Okay, so you get to Tallahassee. He knows where he is going. You didn't drive the first time? So he knows where he is going? He know everything. When I'm driving, he is telling me where to go. Y'all end up at the same hotel? Same hotel. 109 or 110? Yeah, same room and everything. Okay. And from that point, what do? Do you start doing coke and stuff again? Yeah, we start drinking, doing coke. I barely didn't sleep. What time did you get here to Tallahassee? It had to be like, we left early that day. I think we left early that day. I think we got up here at like around 11 at night, like 11. Okay. Like 10 o'clock, somewhere like that, somewhere around that. I'm not going to give you the time and then be all fucked up. Is he talking to anybody on the phone on the way up? No, he was doing coke. He didn't really talk to nobody on the way up. If he did, I can't remember right now if he did. But the only person he was going to talk to is going to be Katie. He ain't going to call nobody else. Okay. Only person he talked to is Katie. Okay. So you're at the hotel. You got the gun in the room. The gun was in the car. Okay. The gun was in the car the whole night, stayed in the car. Okay. Only time the gun was in the hotel was the first trip. Okay. But the gun was in the car. Wake up. I went to sleep maybe like around 2:30 around that night. In the afternoon? In the morning. Because we got there at 10 at night, 10 to 11 at night, rented a hotel. We were hanging out, just chilling. I said, man, I'm going to go to sleep. I got to get rest. I said, because if you're going to have me watch this guy all day tomorrow, I got to get rest. So I tried to fall asleep. He was still awake doing coke. I went to sleep. The next day, it was Thursday. The next day, we drove around there. I went around the block. To the other park behind his house. He said, pull in here real quick. Let me go see if he's home. So we pulled in. We walked over there. He looked, came back. He was like, go around the house. He said he's seen something, but he wasn't too sure if it was somebody. So when I go around the front of the house, then I come back like this. So I'm driving this way. Wendi is walking this way with the two kids. So I'm driving. Before I get to the bump, I'm looking to my rearview mirror. And I asked Garcia, man, what's up with his lady? Why is she looking so much? And he was like, oh, that's that lady. That's Wendi. And I'm like, oh, that's her name. And I said, I'm like, okay, I seen the two kids. And I said, what's she doing up here? What is she doing up here? Oh, no, she came to make sure that everything is all right because he is leaving. He's leaving out of town tomorrow. So it's got to get done tomorrow morning before he leaves. And I'm like, all right, we leave. We go back to the hotel. By Mr. Collins. That's Luis Garcia's attorney. Question. Luis, let me interrupt you for a minute. Was there ever a phone call from anyone around the time that you saw who he described to be Wendi? Answer. When she walked, as I'm looking at the rearview mirror, I seen her walk a little bit further from her house, get on the phone. By the time we get to the hotel, he's talking to Katie. That's when he asked Katie, what is she doing up here, But I had asked him in the car before Katie called, what is she doing up here? He was like, she came up here to see if everything is all right with the kids. I said, man, you got to know something besides that shit. What this lady is doing up here, and she knows that we are up here. She knows you are up here. So what's she doing up here? So when he calls Katie, hey, what's going on? I seen this lady up here. Oh no, she is making sure that everything is fine. What time he is leaving tomorrow on the flight or wherever the fuck he was going. I said, so we got to do this tomorrow, huh? And he was like, yeah, because he is leaving. He's leaving. And she came to see the kids. But I seen her face and everything. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, we drive. We're going back to the hotel. And I'm sitting down. on the chair in the hotel. And he's looking and he's like, yo, you all right? And I'm like, no, I'm just curious what the fuck this lady is doing up here. Oh, don't worry about that shit. Everything good, man. She's just making sure that everything is all right. I said, I don't really like the sound of this shit, but whatever. If you say everything is all right, I trust you because I trust you. I trust you. You, my dog. He's like, don't worry about it, man. Here, man, take a drink. It was early in the morning. It was like 12. I was like, man, I'm good. I don't want to fucking drink. Investigator Isom. So this all happened before 12 noon? Yeah, before 12. On Thursday? On Thursday. You drove by. You saw her walking the kids. You ask him. He says, that's Wendi. She is making sure that we are going to do this or whatever. Answer, that she wanted to make sure that we was up here. Sorry, that we was up there. She thought that we were lying, that he was lying, because shoot, they don't even know I'm in the car until she seen me that day. Answer, yeah, but your car has got tinted windows. Does she even know what kind of car you guys are in? Answer, that car is not even tinted like that. You can see through it. You can see real. It's tinted, but not dark like people think. Right. But she wouldn't know you from out of town. She wouldn't know you from anybody. Answer, yeah, she wouldn't know me from anybody. You can see, you got a little short guy in the car like this because I'm driving like this. And you see Garcia. Garcia is in the passenger side. You know, so she looked, and then he looked. And, that's what caught my attention. Like, what's up with this lady looking at the car? Because I know she wanted to make sure that we was up here. I guess Katie had told them everything. And then he called Katie. I remember leaving that day. When we left, he called Katie. Yo, everything all right with this lady? She was like, yeah, everything's straight. Don't worry about it. Just make sure you get that shit done. Question, you hear that? Answer, yeah. Question, or he tells you that? Answer, no, I can hear her talking on the phone. Question, you're in the car or in the motel room? Answer, in the car. I'm still in the car. We had pulled up before we go in every time before we go into the hotel, we sit in the car for like 10 minutes. We don't go, because I'm sitting down like, yo, you see that camera right there? It's facing that way. You see that one over there? And man, how you see all these inaudible. Look at that camera over there, man. I told him, yo, you got to stop drinking, man, for you can pay attention. Question, so you hear her voice? Answer, I hear. Question, saying that he recognizes her without question, he doesn't have to ask? Answer, he doesn't even have to ask. He didn't even have to call her and ask her none of that shit. He already knew. Question, he's already saying, why is Wendi here? Answer, yeah. No, I asked him, why is she up here? Question, and then he relays to her on the phone, why? Answer, yeah. He relays to her why she came up here for. That's a conversation. Question, so it's not a question of if it's Wendi. He already knows it's Wendi? Answer, oh, he already knows it's Wendi. Question, and he's telling Katie, why is Wendi here? Answer, to make sure that he was up here, to make sure he wasn't lying, that she was just paying him for nothing. Question, so Tudo has met Wendi? Answer, yeah, I think he did. Matter of fact, I ain't even fixing to answer that right there, because I am not 100% on that. Question, okay. Investigator Sanford, did you know Wendi? No, not at all. Did you ever see her before? Just that day I seen her, that Thursday. I'm not going to say, I never met her, I never seen, but I don't know if he met her or he knows. But I know he said, that's Wendi. I'm like, all right. Investigator Isom. Okay, all right. And Katie says she wants to make sure that you guys make sure that we was up there. And you heard her voice say that? Yes, sir. All right. So you're back at the motel and he wants to start drinking. It's before noon? Answer, yeah, we're hanging out now. Now we're in the hotel hanging out. The next day, I'm like, man, listen, don't get drunk, man. If you're going to do something, you got to do it right. Man, he was toasted, man. Wake up in the morning, first thing he does, chug. I was taking a shower like, yo, don't tell me you're drinking, man. Man, I'm only taking a shot. Everything going to be all right. He was over here taking bumps. I'm like, oh man, fuck. Question, so at 12 noon, back on the Thursday, you're there. Did you go anywhere else? You had to go someplace else because the car has to get shot. Answer, yeah. We were We were driving around. That's when we seen that black boy with the car. He was driving around looking for coke. Matter of fact, he was driving around looking for coke because we had went to some bar. I'm trying to remember where the bar was at. He was like, man, let's go around here because I know somebody got to sell coke. But we bump into him in the road. In the road? Yeah, in the road. We was driving. Bump into him in the road. I thought somebody already had his number. Yeah, Garcia got his number. Garcia was trying to call him, but he wouldn't answer. He was trying to call him, but he wouldn't answer. I told you, we bumped into him in the road. He was like, what's up, dog? Inaudible. Like, hey, man, we need some pot. He was like, follow me. So that's when we follow. I'm in the back following him. And then Garcia, I don't know why. I don't know why he was playing with the gun. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. I heard, I'm driving. Boom. I jumped. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? You all right? Out of nowhere, I look at the car. It was like, it wouldn't move. I was like, yo, this car is not moving. What did you do to the car? I was just laughing because he's so stupid. I'm like, what did you do with the car? He was like, oh, man, I don't know. I said, we don't got no gas. How the hell we don't got no gas? And so we had stopped. He looked under. He said, oh, shit, it's a line. I said, you shot the line. Are you serious? So we pushed a car on the side of the road. The black boy came. He was like, man, y'all come with me to the auto zone. I was like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying in the car. So I'm in the car. I'm still in the car. They come back. He was like, man, we got to check the car. I'm like, man, I ain't getting out the car. Like, man, get out the car. Fuck, what are you so scared of? I was not scared. I was just being cautious, man. I wasn't trying to be seen by nobody. So I get out the car. I'm outside of the car, and while they're jacking the car, I'm down right here talking to this black boy, this Nigga, stupid man. He was like, what happened? I said, I don't know what happened. The hole, something hit it. I didn't want to tell him what happened, you know. I said, I don't know, I hit something. He had to fix some small little holes. He's a little mechanic, so he fixed it. But I was outside the car for like maybe 10 minutes. We jumped back in and we followed him to some trailer parks. I didn't pull up all the way in the park. I just pulled up on the side. He was like, wait for me right here. He went and got some coke. We went back to the hotel. I think he followed us. He rented a hotel for us. Next time he rented the hotel. So we just hanged out. We hanged out. And then the next morning when we woke up, that's when we went to Markel's house. Question. Stop right there for a second. All right. With all that and the guy that went and found drugs for you and so forth, all these contacts with that guy you're saying is from Garcia's phone? Yeah. And not your phone? He put the number in my phone. Okay. So I don't know if he called him from my phone one time. I think he tried to call him one time off of my phone. And I told him, dog, don't call nobody off of my phone, man. I don't know this guy. And first of all, I don't even like that guy. He was like, man, we straight. You ever heard a name? No, never heard his name. But I think he called him one time from my phone. And he tried to call him on his phone. Like, man, whatever. I ain't paying no mind. But he rented the hotels for us. I know he rented a hotel. I think it was twice. Because, you know, we had to check out the first time we came up here. The second time it was the same night. The next day, we had to rent it again. Okay, so he gets you a hotel and you made it, sounds like it was a hotel that was closer to Markel's house. Yeah, the one that he rented in his name was closer to Markel's house. Did he go party with y'all in the room or anything? Okay, let me take a break and make sure this is working out there. Thank you all for being here. Okay, switch back here. He was there for a little bit. He was there with Garcia. I was mad as hell that day. I didn't come up here to meet, to make friends. So he was there with Garcia hanging out. It seemed like they were best friends for a little bit. Rental car company ever found out there was a hole shot in their line? Did they find out? Did you ever call them or say no? Or you immediately just fixed it? No, we just fixed it right then. Okay. Garcia, he is a mechanic. He's a little bootleg mechanic. He knows how to do a little work. Okay. He fixed it himself. Okay. He fixed it up and everything. Okay. So then what do you do that night after you're at this new hotel? We're just hanging out. Just chilling the whole night. We ain't do nothing. I stayed there the whole night. I parked the car in the back, just sitting there. I didn't do nothing. I was threw a picture of the owl, like I told you, posted it on Instagram. You saw an owl, a bird? I don't know what kind. It sounded like a barred owl, maybe, that landed in the parking lot at the hotel. Answer: I took a picture of it. Question: scared him. Investigator Sanford: what happened after you took a picture? What did you do? I took a picture and put it on Instagram. And then what happened? Katie calls Tudo. Tell him to take that shit down. Is he stupid or what? So, I'm like, what? I took it down. I don't know if I took it down right away, but I took it down. So she was like, why would he do that? He can't tell nobody where he is at. And in my mind, y'all been talking on the phone all fucking day. What the fuck are you worried about me putting a picture on Instagram? But yeah, I put it on Instagram. She called him and told him, tell him to take it down. So I took it down. That's it. We just hanged out all night. The next morning we left. That next morning was a Friday morning. Went to Markel's house, went over there. I parked by the park again. I waited for him to come out. When he came out, I followed him with Garcia in the car to the daycare. And I guess at the daycare, we were just driving in circles. I pulled up across the street. There was a building. At that moment, when I'm pulling in the building, he's coming out. Garcia comes out. We follow him again. This time, we follow him all the way to the gym. Waited in the parking lot for a while, for like 45 to an hour at the most, got there. That's when he came out the gym, followed him home. As I'm following him home, he goes around the back. I go around the front. We met him right in the garage. I was like maybe 3-4 feet away from his car. Garcia jumps out, goes around the car where he is driving. I think Markel was on the phone that day. Shot him twice. Got in the car, we left, kept driving. We dumped the gun towards a bridge. I can't remember that bridge. I wish I could remember so I can show y'all. I really couldn't remember it. Drove that night, made it home. Never spoke about this again. Never told nobody. The next morning, it was a Saturday morning. I'm in the barber shop. Katie calls my phone. Where is Tudo at? Stupid motherfucker won't answer the phone. Just like that. I was like, I don't know. Let me find out for you. Give me a minute. I try to call. I think I called Shrimp's phone. I called Shrimp. I said, where's Tudo? Oh, he is here, drunk, sleeping. I said, wake his ass up. Tell him that Katie's looking for him. For what? Don't worry about it. I call Himano. Himano, go pick Tudo up. I think Himano picked him up, dropped him off in Katie's house. They showed up to my house. I'm still in the barber shop. I'm in the barber shop. My wife calls me. Babe, Katie and Tudo are here. I got a bag in my hand. It looks like this. It looks like a brick. I said, all right, don't touch it. Don't even look at it. I'm on my way. When I get there, Katie is upstairs because Jessica told her to come up because I had just had Lulu. I get there, Katie and Tudo like, yo, what's up, Tato? I'm like, what's up, man? What's up? Where the bag? Get the bag. I grab the bag. I take the money out, stick it in my pocket. I said, man, what you going to do, man? I got to go back to the barber shop. I got to get a haircut. Leave Katie here, man. Let's ride. We left together. Went to the barber shop, got a haircut. We paid. He paid like 2 or 3 guys' haircut. He gave a holler to the barber. Here, man, let me get in front of this guy. We left. I end up going to my mom's house. I see my mom. I had paid my mom's rent. My mom was owed like $2,000, so I paid my mom's rent. I left, and then I went to my house, took a shower, got dressed. I didn't really do too much that day. Just I went to Billy's for a little bit and hanged out. No, I went to somewhere else. I met some girl in another bar with Garcia. We hanged out over there. From there, we ended up going to the Hard Rock. Garcia spent $7,000 in the Hard Rock, lost it. That's why I know he didn't have no money. So he spent his money in the Hard Rock, losing his money. I'm like, all right, I leave. We left the Hard Rock, whatever. I made it back home. I think Monday. That was that Saturday. That Sunday, I wake up, take a shower. It's noon, maybe like around 3, 4 in the afternoon. I go see my ex-wife because it was school was about to start, I believe. So I give her $5,000. I said, here goes $5,000, buy the kids. Oh, where you got the money from? I don't know why y'all be asking questions. Just get the money and don't worry about it. Question, what's your ex-wife's name? Answer, Annie Diaz. Okay. I gave her the money. Boom, leave. Maybe a week later, something like that, I take money to my sister in an envelope. I said, put this away from me. I don't want to have it in the house because when Jessica gets mad at me, she goes through my pockets and takes my money when I come home drunk. And I didn't want her to find that money. And I didn't really want her to know, ask me a million questions where I got the money from. So I put it away. My sister put it away from me in the closet for me. I used to stay with my sister. So I had keys to go in and out of the house. So I used to go in and out of my sister's house. That's about it. That's when the story ended, right there with the money, Markel, and everything. Question. Let's back up to you come back home. Where do you take the car to, or where do you and Tudo are together? You know, you stopped at the ATM, the Prius? Question. I'm sorry, yeah. You're here at the Prius and you stop at the ATM. You've seen that photograph? Uh-huh. Okay. And then from there you go somewhere. You're just getting back into town? I can't remember. I never went home. I went somewhere else. You said you ended up going to Billy's, but I didn't go in the Prius to Billy's. I wasn't driving that car. I ain't drive that car. He had that car. I didn't even like that car. He had that car, lost the car for 3 days. I had to go look for the car because he don't know where he parked the car at. I had to call AAA to go in the car and give me because he left the keys in the car, locked the car with the keys. I couldn't open the car. So he called AAA. I give AAA $50. They opened the car. Here are the keys. Went and got his stupid ass. Here, come get this car. Let's drive it back. I turned the car in and left. Okay, just making sure everything's going on okay over there. Yeah, when I'm reading, I'm on a different tab, so I can't see the comments or make sure that everything is going smoothly. Okay, so continuing on, page 93, Investigator Sanford. Where did you find the car at? A couple of blocks from Shrimp's house. I think Shrimp was staying like on 76th. I think in somewhere around there in Miami Beach. I found the car like on 78th, 79th Street, like 2 or 3 blocks down on a corner right by a fire extinguisher. If they would have came, they would have towed that car away. And I would have had to pay more money. That's how drunk he was. Isom. Okay, so when you came back, you split up and he took the car. He took the car with him. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, we split up. He took the car. He had the car for a couple of days. And I kept telling him, yo, I got to return this car back, man. Okay, but the next morning, Saturday, you said you go to the barber shop? Yeah. All right. So the murder happened on Friday. Y'all drive all the way back. You party, whatever, Friday night. Was it Sunday that he went to Hard Rock, or was it that? I'm thinking it was that Saturday. Sorry, Sunday. No, it was on Saturday. It was the next week after. Okay. So the next week after that? Yeah, the next week. So before we get to that, you're back in town on Friday. We talked about Big Daddies. Yeah, we talked about Big Daddies. Do you remember going? I kept telling you I wasn't too sure if we went to Big Daddy's or not. Right. I can't say, yeah, I was there. No, that's fine. Maybe I was. You said my credit card went in there. If I did, I did. Who knows? I can't remember if I was there or not. I really can't. Before this, I want to go back to your driving out of Tallahassee. And you said before that he calls Katie? Uh-huh. He calls Katie. I think right when we had dumped the gun. I think he called her and he said, it's done. Make sure you have my money. I'm on my way. When we get back to the house, he called, hey, where's my money? She goes, don't worry about it. You will have it tomorrow morning. I can hear her. Question. I know, but I want to go back. You're driving out of Tallahassee. Markel has been shot. You're driving out of Tallahassee, all right? And then are you saying that you dumped a gun before he made the first phone call? Because the big deal was about he calls her and says, answer. Yeah, he called her and told her it's done. Everything was done. I think way before we dumped the gun or after we dumped the gun, but for sure, 100% he called her and said, hey, it's done already. Question. Do you hear her on the other end? Answer. Yeah, I can hear her. She goes, okay, I know. All right. Question. Okay. Sorry, this is in quotes. Okay, period. I know. All right. Answer. Yeah. I'm like, yo, how the fuck does she know? You know, how would she know if this shit is done? Question. But it's Katie's voice? Answer. Yeah, it's Katie's voice. 100% it's Katie's voice. He can't call Wendi, and I don't know her voice. I know Katie's voice. Okay? And I'm like, all right. And I'm like, did you really just call this girl and say you're done? Like, where your mind is at? Question. All right. I'm using as a reference point that when that conversation happened, had y'all dumped a gun yet? Answer. Shit, I'm not sure. I don't know if I did or not. Okay. I'm not going to tell you yes and question. No, that's fine. I was just trying to give you some type of reference point to remember. Answer. I can't even remember where the fuck that bridge is at. Question. I know. I was thinking if you already dumped it, we know we can narrow that area. Answer. And I drew a picture. Do you want to see this morning? Thinking about the bridge. That's how much I've been thinking about this bridge all night. Just like that. That's the way the bridge looked like. The bridge looked like that. That would be me. I had pulled up right there to the side. Garcia jumped off this grass. He didn't go all the way to it. He threw it from there. So I don't know if he made it to the water or not. Sanford. But you could see the water from the car, you said. Yeah, I'm right there. I can see him. Isom. You crossed the bridge and stopped? The bridge ends here and it's got like a metal, you know how it got the little metal guardrail? Guardrail. He jumped over the guardrail. Okay. Sanford. So there is a concrete wall and a metal guardrail? Yeah, it's a little concrete wall, metal, and he had to jump. But the bushes weren't so high that you couldn't see the water. No, it was just grass. Okay, just grass. Okay. But when I was looking at that other day, yesterday, and like in 2 years, I don't know if the fucking grass grew or they cut it. I don't know what. I don't know. There's so much construction out there now. That shit had me confused. Isom. There's a lot of construction out there. Answer. Yeah, so I'm like, Sanford. So let me ask you this. From the edge of that wall right there where Garcia was standing, how far to the water was it? Was it like from here to the wall? Was it way down the road? Let's say he was here. I'm going to give you something like right here. The water would be way over there to the wall. Question. Okay. So about from you to the wall, maybe 20 feet or so? Collins. That's probably witness. No, that's like 12, 15 feet. Collins. No, it's it's about 9 yards, 10 yards, between 25 to 30 feet. Isom. As long as we have a reference, he is saying it's from this point to that wall to wherever the water is. Witness. Because when I pulled up, I can see from that point, I'm seeing I'm trying to look at him like, what the fuck you doing? Is he throwing it? Because I'm seeing him go like this. Because he told me, no, I took it apart. Did you took it apart or not? And he said, yeah. So I said, all right, I believe you. We're leaving. Let's go. I really wanted to stay with it so I could put it. I knew where I was going to stash it at, but he threw it. Isom. You were going to stash it? Yeah, I was going to stash it. You were going to drive all the way back to Miami with it? I was going to drive all the way to Miami and put it away and bury that shit somewhere nobody was going to find it but me. Okay, what if? All right. So was there any discussion if you got stopped, what would you do if you got stopped by the police with the gun? No, we got stopped with the guns, right? And if there was to search, I don't think they would have found it. If they would have found it, they would have found it on him. On the passenger seat? Yeah, I'm driving, so they would have found it on him. Okay. So I said, hey, if we get caught with this gun, you got to take full responsibility. I'm not going to prison right now. Right now, your record is kind of clean compared to mine. And yeah, if we get stopped, I will take it. You know what I'm saying. But I'm looking like whatever. He's drunk, like question. But you were willing to take the chance on driving all the way back to Miami with a murder weapon? Answer. Yeah, we were almost halfway. Wherever we threw it at, we was halfway. Question. Well, as far as we went yesterday, it was more than halfway back, but I got you. Okay. So you wanted to keep it, but he decided it needed to go? Yeah. He told me, pull over, pull over. And we pulled over and threw it. Okay. But he didn't take the gun apart until he was down by the water. He didn't take it apart and answer. He was trying in the car the whole time. And I was like, bro, what is it to take the revolver and just pull the thing out? I mean, all you got to do is just pull it out, man. And he was like, man, I don't know. This shit is hard. And I'm like, whatever. I'm just driving. I'm driving and looking at the rear mirror, looking for the police the whole time. Question. So we got a full cylinder. We got a full cylinder of 6 bullets to start with? Uh-huh. All right. And that's how you had it? Yeah. And he shot one through the floorboard and shot Markel twice? Yeah. And so there's 3 bullets left? There would be 3 bullets left. Yeah. What happened to the bullets? I don't know if he took them off and threw it. I don't know. Because he opened it. He took the bullets out in the car. He had them in his lap. Okay. So I don't know if he grabbed them and threw them in the water too. Okay. Everything was with him when he jumped out the car. Whatever he did down there, he did. I didn't know what he was doing. Did y'all have extra bullets in the car? No. Just came up here with 6 bullets, no extra, none of that. Okay. 1 gun and 6 bullets. Whatever he did when he got out of the car and threw it. I don't know if he took the bullet and threw it. I know I seen him. He said he threw it. He came back to the car with nothing. Okay. Was that before or after the phone conversation? But the phone conversation, he tells her it's done. And she says, yes, I know. Something like that. Answer. Yeah. My understanding the way I heard it. So I'm like, because I'm driving, but my window is cracked. So I'm like, I just pulled up a little bit because I really wanted to see what she was going to say. So I'm driving and I'm like, what'd she say? She know? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, what the fuck she know about this shit so fast? I don't know if Wendi was still up here. I don't know what was going on. But he just told her, make sure we have that money when we get down there. When we get to my house, I was arguing with him about that. I was like, yo, we come down here and there ain't no fucking money. Oh, y'all motherfuckers playing games. Don't be playing games, man. Go get that money. We got into an argument that same day. He was like, don't worry about the money. He called, where's the money? She goes, don't worry about it. You will have it tomorrow morning. First thing, the sun come up, you will have it. And I said, all right, you know what? I'm going to the barber shop tomorrow. By the time I get out of the barber shop, that shit better be around, Tudo, or me and you are going to have problems. You're making me go through a mission and shit that I ain't want to do. Left it like that. And Katie calls my phone. Hey, where's Tudo at? Question. This is Saturday morning? Answer. Saturday morning. Question. The very next morning? Answer. The very next morning. And not even 24 hours. You didn't see Katie Friday night? I didn't see Katie Friday night at all. I seen her the next morning in my house. Sanford. Do you know if he did? Do you know if Tudo saw Katie the night before? Nah, I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he did not. I can't tell you yes or no, but I seen her in my house the next morning. That's 100% sure. She brought the money. Where's the barber shop that you went to? Right around the corner. I'm at 135th. It's 135th on Biscayne. 135th and 16th, and it's 135th. Right when you go over the railroad tracks, it's Biscayne. Railroad tracks? Railroad tracks. Right over by Biscayne? Yeah, right on the corner. On Biscayne and 135th? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. What's the name of it? I think it would be King Ray's Barber Shop or something like that. King Racer? King Ray's Barber Shop. Collins. King Ray. Reye. That's the Spanish pronunciation for crown. Isom. Okay. Collins, or the word for crown. Witness. It's not a gang. It's not. No gang. Sanford. No inaudible. Kings, right? No. Okay, so you get a phone call while you're at the barber shop? Yeah, while I'm at the barber shop. And it's Katie? It's Katie. Where the fuck is Tudo at? Just like that. I'm like, I thought he was with you, like I didn't want to slip and say nothing stupid. So I'm like, oh, he's not with you? Okay, hold on. I think I know where he's at. Let me call you back. I'm like, he's got to be with Tati, with Shrimp. And she knows that. She's like, oh, he got to be with that dumbass. He probably is. Let me call you. I will call you back. So I called Shrimp. Question. But she just asks for him. She doesn't say nothing. Answer. Oh, yeah, no. She said, who's going to come get the money? Question. Come get the money? Answer. Yeah. And she was like, where the fuck is Tudo? And I said, man, I didn't want to slip. So I'm like, I will find out. And she goes, okay, but who's going to come get the money? You want to come get it? And I was going to go, but nah. Thank God I didn't go, because now I got at least some proof, because she was at my house and she brought the money. So I'm like, nah, I'm straight. I'm going to call Tudo for you. So I sent Himano. Himano went to go pick him up, and they showed up, both of them, to my house. You didn't go pick up Garcia over at Shrimp's? I didn't pick up Garcia for nothing in the world. But you sent Himano to go get him? Answer. Yeah, because Himano was like my do boy. Go run and do this. Go do that. Go over there. Take my mom and go do this, Katie knows Himano? Yeah, she knows Himano. Not like that. She had probably known Himano for like a year. And then you leave the kids in the house. How can you leave them with this guy? You don't know if the guy is a sex predator. You don't know nothing about this man. Leaves the kids, Garcia leaves the kids over here. Come on, man. I used to get mad. How are you going to leave the kids with this dumbass little Nigga over here? This man is 40-something years old, supposedly did a couple years in prison. We don't know his background like that. I used to get mad at him leaving the kids like that in the house. Question. So Himano goes, apparently, or he tells you he found him? Yeah. Does he call you and say, hey, he's here at Shrimp's? Does he call me? Shit, I don't remember if he called me or not. Question. Somehow Tudo gets with Katie. Uh-huh. From what you're saying. Yeah. Because, all right, so you go ahead. I don't want to jump in. Answer. I was in a barber shop. I believe I called Himano. I called Himano that day because that's the only person I would call. I said, go pick up Tudo. He is at Shrimp's house, and take him to Katie's house. Then Katie and Tudo shows up to my house. Garcia gave the bag to Jessica. When Jessica calls, hey, I got a bag here. It looks like a brick. I said, listen, I'm on my way. Who is over there? She goes, Katie and Tudo. I said, I'm on my way over there right now. Tell them don't move. Tell them don't leave. I wanted to make sure Katie was there for real. I thought they were bullshitting. I get there, I ain't even get a haircut yet. Question. You also want to know that you got all your money, right? Answer. Yeah. So before I wanted to make sure that all the money was there. I didn't even count the money there though. I get there, boom, I drive. I said, all right, go get the bag. I pulled out the money, put it in my pocket. I go to the car. I'm with Garcia. I said, do I have to count this shit or what? He said, man, you don't have to. I said, you know what? It was easy to count because they were all staples in $1,000. It was all 100s, but a grand stapled, each one of them. So I was like, okay, boom, 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 boom. He was like, man, here, let me give you the question. Are you saying stapled or a strap around them? Answer, stapled. Sanford, through the money? Answer, through the money. There was a grand stapled. Investigator Isom, $100 bills? Sanford, 10 $100 bills stapled together? Answer, yes, sir, just like that. So I grab it. It's a couple of stacks. I grab it and I'm like, inaudible. And he gave me extra. And I said, all right, man, let's go to the barber shop and I can get a haircut, man. And that's it. I got my little haircut, went over to my mom's house, paid my mom's rent, went home and took a shower. Isom. So Garcia was with you the whole time you were doing that? Yeah. When I went to my mom's house, he was with me. He was with you at the barber shop. He was with me at the barber shop. He was with me to my mom's house. So it sounds like you got 30 grand in stapled $100 bills. Uh-huh. And then he dug out 5 or 6 or 7. Yeah. When I went to the barber shop, I got to get a haircut. So I changed a $100 bill. I just said, man, stay with 40 and give me 60 because a haircut is $20. Give me 60. That's it. But he gave me the other extra. That's about it. And I was like, that was like the whole nightmare right there. And no more discussion. Never spoke about it again. How did Katie leave from Jessica's house? In her car. She was in her car. So she was still there with Jessica and Lulu, the baby, when you leave with Tudo? Yeah, I left with Tudo. Let's go, man. Question. Okay, all right. I think this is a good time to break. Is this for us? Answer. You can keep it. Collins. That's fine. What time is it? Sanford. 11:40. Okay. Inaudible. About 1:30-ish. Collins. Yeah, I guess. Okay, we'll take a break and talk. Inaudible. Isom. Actually, if y'all want to, do y'all want to just stay in here and talk? Sanford. Do you need to go to the restroom or anything? Witness. No. Sanford. Are you sure? Collins. Yeah, let us talk a few minutes. Just tell us when the recording is off. A recess was taken. Isom. All right, go ahead, Mr. Collins. What were you saying? Collins. Well, we think that there is a possibility that the bridge that we have discussed is the Thomas B. Manuel Bridge on the Turnpike near Stewart. Now, I don't know how that has any effect on what you have already been told or not, but obviously Lewis has issues with being able to recall the geography. Isom. Well, I think anybody would. Collins. Yeah. Isom. I think anybody would. Collins. But I know I've been doing this all my life, and I can think of bridges that look like that. And the Thomas B. Manuel Bridge, I think, goes over to Intercoastal in Martin County. And it's a 4-lane bridge, but it's actually the old bridge going, I believe, unknown female, south. Collins. And a new bridge going north. So it's actually 2 separate bridges, but it's 4 lanes. And it's also near the marina. And the ascent and the descent have abilities to walk. Isom. Oh, St. Lucie River? Collins. Yes. Isom. That's a huge, I know which one you're talking about. You can see a big boatyard. Unknown female. Yeah. Mr. Collins. Uh-huh. We call that, in old-fashioned days, that was the gateway to South Florida when you cross that. Now, if that's just not really a consideration, then y'all know better than me. Isom. That's not the route they took. Collins. Okay, and you know that by the phones? Isom. Sir? Collins. You know that by the phone? Isom. Yes. Collins. Okay, well, then see, that's good. Isom. Okay, so we know about that's why I was Collins. Okay, Isom. I was trying to spark his memory about that phone call. Collins. You're going to have to do exactly what you said. Go back and check every damn one of them. Sanford. What I can do is sit down with Google Maps and go through the map with him first and maybe narrow it down. Collins. Yeah. Isom. Would you be okay with that? Collins. Oh, absolutely. Look. Isom. On a computer screen. Witness. I told that to Chuck last night. Simultaneous inaudible speech. Collins. When we are Sanford. 6-7 hour drive down there is just, it wears everybody out. It's not productive. Simultaneous inaudible speech. Collins. I think y'all were overly optimistic at first. The witness. I tried. Inaudible. Sanford. Well, he was pretty confident he was going to be able to recognize the bridge. Isom. I think what I would like to do is do it more methodically than before. It's not a question of him trying to recall which route or anything like that. It's just a question of, can you get us to the gun? That's all. Collins. Yeah. Isom. So if we can help him in any way, shape, or form, I don't think anybody is going to have a problem with that. Collins. Certainly no. Isom. And we'll see if we can pick a good clear weather day because yesterday was nasty and it wasn't helping at all. Collins. Yeah. Isom. And we will see if we can get a better view. Collins. I get it. Isom. For him to actually be able to see, because he was in a van and it was, he had to kind of crunch down and look out. Collins. Sure. Isom. And it wasn't the best, so we'll see if we can do something like that and maybe start early. Collins. Yeah. Isom. And on a clear day, maybe we'll wait for this hurricane to get out of here. Collins. Yeah. I don't think it's going to hit us unless it's changed. Isom. No, but we might get, some bands off of that. So maybe we can do it that way and just pick up from here because I'm confident that we have gotten to this point on Interstate 10. Collins. Okay. Isom. And based on what he's been saying, I think we're confident here. I'm not really confident from here east. Collins. I got you. Isom. And that's why I was asking about the phone call. Collins. I thought so too. Isom. Because that could be before or after. And then the other thing is if he stopped to get gas and he knows that the gun has already been dumped. Collins. Right. Isom. Before he got gas. Because we have information that basically he is down somewhere around Gainesville or Alachua area, someplace in there. Collins. Okay. Isom. It makes a stop. Okay. Isom. And if we reinvent that, we go back to that. We weren't available during that first part of the trip yesterday. Collins. No, I understand. Isom. So if we go back to that and he stops and he recalls stopping at a certain place to get gas or eat or whatever, maybe he'll remember it's before that. Collins. Yeah, I'm with you. Isom. Or an hour after that. Collins. Right. I am with you on that. Isom. So we just want to cover a couple of things and then we're done. Collins. Sure. Isom. The part is where Katie is asking you, do you want the money? You are going to come get the money, right? The Saturday morning? Answer. Yeah, she called me talking about who's going to come get the money. Question. Who is going to come get the money? Answer. You or Tudo. Question. When you heard that, was she just saying, just come to me? Answer. No, because she was trying to call Garcia and he ain't answering the phone. Question. Right. Answer. So she was like, yo, this Nigga is not picking up the phone. Who is going to come get it? Are you going to come get it? I was like, no, he's going to come get it. Question. Okay. Answer. I was going to tell her I will go get it, but I am like, nah. Question. Was there a predetermined location to go get it or meet? Answer. Maybe at her house. Question. It was never discussed? Answer. It was never discussed. Question. Basically, who's going to come and then we will pick a place? Yeah, who is going to come? He was going to get the money regardless of her. Yeah. Answer. Because she came to my house and brought it that morning. Question. And your understanding from what she's asking, she is saying she has money for what? Answer, for the murder. Question, for the murder? Answer, yeah. Question, anything else? Answer, nothing else. Question, money for another drug deal, money for... Answer, nothing else. Question, so... Answer, the money is for the murder, that's it. Question, all this money... Answer, is for the murder. Question, for the murder, okay. And for the murder that you all committed the day before? Yes, sir. Okay, and there is any other possibility besides that. Answer, that's the final answer. And that's the answer. The money was for the murder. Question, okay. And it would be your part of it or both, or it wasn't discussed. You just wanted to... Was there any discussion about getting him his money, Garcia? Answer, no, there was no discussion. Okay, he had money in his pocket that same day. Okay, do you recognize this person? Tenders document. Answer, that's Tati. Pardon? That looks like Tati. Tati? I mean shrimp. Okay, is that her? Answer, fuck, I never seen that bitch with makeup. But damn, it looks like her. Investigator Sanford. So Tati and shrimp are the same person? Yeah, same person. And that's the person you... Sanford, sorry, go ahead. Isom. Well, I was just going to say, go ahead. Sanford, that's the same person you talked about earlier? Yeah, shrimp. What did you talk about shrimp earlier? That's like his girlfriend. Where does she live? In Miami Beach. She was staying in Miami Beach. Okay, and that's the person you called and talked to? Yeah, shrimp. I haven't seen her with makeup. Okay, Isom. When you put your initials on that form paper down here, and just underneath that, the date is, you can put 10-4. Thank you. Appreciate it. We just wanted to confirm who this picture was. Answer, that's her. I never seen her with makeup like that, though. Sanford, so a while back you talked about when you first came, you talked about it a little bit. You talked about when you came to Tallahassee, that Tudo knew where the house was. Where is the first place you came to in Tallahassee? How did y'all get to Tallahassee? You stopped, and you said something about a map in a gas station, and you threw it away. Where was the first place you went when you got to Tallahassee? To the hotel. How did you know to get to the hotel? He drove around. He just drove straight. He went around. He was like, let's find a hotel. He drove back there and found it, unless he knew already where it was at. But he went straight to the hotel. So there's no telling unless he'd been there before. Who knows without me? What the fuck do I know? But he went straight to the hotel. Did he act like he knew where he was going, or was he just driving around random? No, he acted like he knew what he was doing. Okay. And when he went to the house, was he using his phone? No, he didn't use nothing. He didn't have a map on the phone. He used his brain and drove there. How did he know where to go? Well, he had a piece of paper, but he didn't have the paper with him. He seen the paper one time. He just knew where to go. But the paper had an address on it. Is what you said right? Yeah, I believe go. Question, it wasn't a map? No, it wasn't a map. How did he know where to drive to? Tallahassee is confusing to me sometimes. Answer, hey man, he's real smart. He is not a dumb guy. I can tell you, he might drink and does coke, but beyond that, Garcia is a very smart guy. He is an intelligent guy. He is very smart. Question, but if you have an address without a map, I don't know, how do you find that? Do you have any idea? What did he say to you? What was the conversation like? Answer, hey, I'm telling you, the paper, he looks, you tell him one address and he is like that. He is like a light switch. He'll find it. It don't matter. He'll find it. He'll get there. Garcia will get there. Garcia travels a lot, you know. He drives a lot. He goes to Orlando. He lived in Orlando. So he knows this area. Like I said, he'd probably been here before he brought me. Isom, did he say that? No, but in my knowledge, for you to get there so quick, because fuck, Tallahassee is a confusing place. Collins, did he use a Garmin or a navigational tool? I'm not going to sit here and make another story. The man drove straight to that man's house without a paper in his hand. He didn't need no paper. Drove back, That's the house right there. I remember the number, 2116. Isom. This piece of paper you just looked at with her, with this was the picture of Markel? Something like that. Was it something like that? Uh-huh. Okay. Was it in color? Was his photograph in color? I don't remember. Okay. Did it have typing and stuff on it around it? Around it like that? No, I don't think so. Okay. All right. Sanford. Anything else you can think of right now? I've been trying. I've been up all night. I didn't sleep, not one drop. Collins. Lewis, was the picture of Markel that you saw, was it an actual photograph or a photocopy of a photograph similar to what you were just been shown? Answer. Similar to that right there. A photocopy? Photocopy. And you say it had some typing on it? I think, if I recall when I looked at it, because he had it folded. When he opened it up, I seen a picture. I wasn't really looking at no address, because what was the use of giving me the address? I wouldn't have been able to find that motherfucker. I was just looking, mostly looking at it, like, all right, take the paper. I seen the face, and that's about it. Isom, do you know whatever happened to that paper? I know the driver's side, when you open the door, if you used to put your feet on top like that, you know how you put your feet. If you pop that, the paper was there. Sanford, like the door jamb, you mean? Yeah, the little plastic piece that sits on top of where the door closes. Uh-huh. You pop it up and stick it under there and hide it? Yeah, right there. He showed me one time, put it there. I never seen him take it out. I don't know if the paper is there. I don't know what the fuck he ever did with that paper. Isom. This would be in the first car? Uh-huh. The Prius? Yeah, it would be in the Prius. It would be in the Prius. Where you set your feet on top of? Yeah, when you close the door, and if you open the door and you stand like that on the driver's side and you're hanging out like that with your feet on top of the car, not on the ground, on top of the car. Just pop that plastic. It would be right there. And that's where the piece of paper was folded up in there? Yes, sir. Sanford. So the Prius was the second trip, right? Uh-huh. So what did he use on the first trip? The Nissan. Did he have the same piece of paper? Yeah, I seen the first paper. Yeah, of course. Okay, and he, inaudible, the second time? Answer. He kept the paper, and the second he just kept the paper. He said, just in case if I forget the address, he kept the paper. But he never looked at the paper. I seen it one time. He just kept the paper. I said, you need to throw that paper away if you know the address. But he kept the paper. Isom. But he probably, you don't know what happened to the paper after that? No, I don't know. Never paid no mind to the paper at all. Did you ever see him take it out of there after he stuck it in there? I don't remember if he took it out or left it. Remember, he took the car with him, and his ass was so drunk. And he got the keys locked up. It's probably there. And then you got the AAA. Uh-huh. And then you drove, or the locksmith or whatever, and then you drove it over to... No, I didn't drive it. It was in my car. Somebody drove it back to the rental car place? Oh, him. Remember, I picked him up in my car, told him, let's go. When he got there, I changed cars. I jumped in. I parked it. Question. Did you ever have any trouble with the rental car people for the Prius? About it being late or anything like that? Answer. Nah. I mean, they called me a couple of times. When are you going to bring the car? But they never really complained. Did the first rental car company, the first trip, did they ever call y'all? Was there any discussion on the phone? For what? No. With him, because he would have been the one that rented that car. No, I don't know. I don't even know what he did with that car. I'm not concerned. If I rent something in my name, I'm more concerned about it. Right. Because I'm worried about, what's going to happen with the car if you get into an accident? I don't care what he did with the first car. Whatever he did with the first car, that shit really ain't concerned me. Whatever he did, he did. I just don't know if you overheard him having any phone calls. No, not at all. Or conversations with the first rental car company. Or it wasn't supposed to be out of town and you guys... Answer. No, not at all. Not that I know of. No. Question. Okay, but when you left the first trip after not succeeding to do anything, because all you were doing was just following him around and losing him at the childcare place, you just got frustrated and said, let's get out of here? Yeah, I told him, we're out of here, because I had to go to work on Monday. I said, we got to go. And he didn't have any argument for that about staying. Not at all. Okay, not at all. Sanford. That first rental car, do you know how he rented it? Like how he got there to the rental car place? Did you take him? Did somebody else take him? No, sir, none of that. He picked me up at my homegirl's house. And when you got back, did you help him drop it off? Answer, I didn't help him drop nothing off. Do you know how he got it dropped off? Did he tell you? Did he talk about it? No, I don't even know. I don't. I know, everything I know is the car that I rented. That car, I don't know nothing about that car. I don't know who rented it for him. I don't know where he got it from, nothing. Isom, can I ask you something back to where he puts his feet? That's on the driver's side? That's on the driver's side. Okay, if you're driving, why is he putting it there? No, he put it there. He drove first. Right. The Prius, he drove a little bit. Okay. He was drinking and sniffing Coke. He was like, man, when we made the first stop, he was like, man, you should just drive. And I said, bro, I don't really want to drive because I don't know where I'm going. He was like, I'll just point it out for you to go where you got to go. I was like, all right, fuck it, let's go, because I had license. So next thing I know, I ain't never touched a paper. I just looked at the paper from a distance he was showing me. I was looking at it like, all right. He put it there, and I paid no mind to it. Isom. He put it there when he was driving? Yeah. And it never got pulled out again? Uh-huh. Uh-uh. Okay. That's what I'm saying. It might be still there. In the Prius on the driver's side? Uh-huh. Okay, we'll check. You do yours. I'm trying to give you what I can. That's better than trying to find this gun in every river around the state. Listen, I tried, I swear. You did. There is no doubt. There is no doubt. Answer. On baby Lulu, man. I tried. Question. There is no doubt. There is no doubt. We'll still work on that, but you guys got to get to stuff, and he probably needs to eat. Collins. Yeah, he needs to eat. Everything all right? Isom. Yeah, I'm fine with everything. Collins. Okay. Isom. We'll go talk to the prosecutor. Collins. All right, Lewis, just hang here and we'll get somebody to get you. Sanford. All right, Lewis, see you later, man. Take care. Video recorded interview concluded. Okay, so that's it. We got through the whole thing in 3 parts. Once again, this was an interview that was recorded on October 4th of 2016 after Luis Rivera decided he was going to cooperate and help the investigators. So let me close that out. And again, thank you all for being there. I can see the comments now. So let's see if I can address some of that. Yeah, it's kind of okay. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Angela, Sunny, everybody who is normally glued to the Markel case. Dawn says, I really wish for Lewis's sake he didn't get involved in this. I don't think Sigfredo Garcia could have pulled it off on his own. Yeah, I mean, he already did a lot of stupid things. So, you know, yeah, definitely Sigfredo was too goofy and irresponsible, most likely, to have pulled off the murder, and both of them still did a bunch of stupid things that resulted in them getting caught anyway. I wonder if Katie would have gone with him had Lewis. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, then again, who would take care of the kids? Do you think that friend Yendra would have watched the kids for multiple days on end? Yeah, maybe not. Husband just said guy who paid his mom's rent is my favorite out of all the thugs in the story. Yeah, wasn't that nice of him to care about his mother's rent? Yeah, after just killing the father of 2 kids for no good reason. Yeah. Oh my God, never thought of that, Dawn. What if? Yeah, it's all what if. It's like, what if the car had just broken down and then they gave up and turned around, or Lewis's conscience had gotten to them, and or he said, forget it, I'm not doing this just for some like silly custody battle. What if Lewis had said no? Yeah. Snaps for the stenographer. Yeah. That was really tough to hear, as many of us have tried to decipher the recorded video that you can see on Deep Dive True Crime. It's hard to understand what Lewis was saying there. Right, I was thinking so too. Snap, snap. I agree, Sunny Tanner. Yeah. Let's hope Rivera's mom and ex can confirm the money they received had staples in it. Both June and Fitzpatrick testify that, oh, yeah, that's what I'm not sure. I mean, would Rivera's mom have actually seen the money? Because, I mean, he sort of made it sound like he paid the rent. So who knows if he physically gave all the cash to his mother, and did the mother actually take a close look at it? I don't know. I would assume the investigators have already talked to all of them, and the ex did testify at the trial, although they didn't show her face. And I don't think she said anything about the staples, though, Jessica. Yeah, but she did say that, she did see the bag that seemed like a big brick, and confirmed basically what Lewis had just said regarding the morning when Katie showed up with a bag full of cash, or full of something heavy in the bag for them. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Lewis with the F-bombs, yeah. All right, Angela. Judy needs to pass go and be sent to central casting. Yeah, I don't think there are many roles for people that look like me. So, yeah, but it is kind of funny doing these like role playing, reading transcripts and stuff. So, yeah. I didn't sleep, not one drop. That's actually adorable. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, I mean, because you do feel that, from the things that Lewis is talking about, and the fact that even his girlfriend, or now ex-girlfriend, said that he was having really bad nightmares and couldn't sleep, after the murder, that, at least he had some sort of conscience. And, just thinking more about it, I think out of all these people involved, Lewis would probably be the only one that could sincerely apologize to the Markels. I don't know if he ever had that opportunity or would want that opportunity, but he seems the most remorseful out of all the people involved in Dan's murder. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Don. That's very kind of you. It's okay. I mean, this is a case that I'm very interested in myself. So, so to me, it's kind of interesting, and it's definitely not a chore to dig through all of these readings and to be able to find out more information for my own edification too. Hi, Antoine. Thank you for being there. I appreciate that. Yeah. Hi, True Lifestyles. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I need to figure out again how to designate more of you guys to be moderators, because, people have been, there have been some people trying to start battles or just saying rude things, or, probably some of those like spam bots that are showing up in the chat. And I don't have the ability to monitor the chat while I'm reading on another page. So, okay, well, now I can finally see and block some of that stuff. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll take a look at some more of the comments later. Really appreciate everybody continuing to care about justice for Dan Markel and showing up for these live streams and being so supportive. Thank you, Skeeter Girl, for being here also. Why was Sigfredo Garcia so sure it was Wendi? No reason for him to make it up. Exactly. I mean, it just kind of came out. That wasn't anything that was suggested by the investigators. So, yeah, it definitely seems pretty damning that Lewis repeatedly mentions Wendy's name, and that Sigfredo mentioned Wendi. So really, again, thankful that Lewis did decide to make a deal and tell the truth about what happened, and hopefully there will be real justice. Yeah, money makes people do some strange things. Yes, exactly. It's like you just want to kill somebody, and then the next day you're all excited to get your money, and you're going to get your hair cut, and thinking about, going over and giving some money to your mom, while cuddling with your newborn baby after just committing a murder. Yeah, it's just really troubling.